Hello everybody, this is Snaz, and we're here for the 8th day of Inktober. Today's theme was Crooked, and I had a bit of trouble coming up with an original idea for this, but I went for sort of like a haunted, abandoned kind of factory thing. I've kind of experimented with this sort of thing a lot, but I'm not very good at drawing architecture in the steampunk style, and even this isn't completely steampunk, it's more dystopian, but I kind of associate them together because they point to a similar order in society, I suppose. The reason why I thought this wasn't such an original idea was I imagine with the prompt crooked, a lot of people would probably come up with crooked looking houses, and I guess I didn't really pay much attention to this in this one, although normally I try and do something which other people wouldn't think of. But that's okay, because it's just a daily challenge, and I think I'm putting a bit too much stress into coming up with good ideas, but I guess it's just because it's something important to me and I think the idea means a lot. Also, I'm sorry that at the start of this video, there's kind of like a really distracting ray of light going over the thing. It's because I was doing this pretty early in the morning, like around 7ish. So, but it shouldn't be too bad. I had some sketches which I just did last night. I know a lot of artists sketch their stuff beforehand, but I actually haven't been sketching mine beforehand until now. I have a very clear image of it in my mind, but yeah, I generally just don't get around to it, I guess. Mainly it's because I've been wanting to keep it under a 30-minute time limit, and I went way over today, mostly because I had to fill in the background with my outliner. But I guess having a sketch beforehand really helped me just know what I was doing. And I'm going to do that for the next couple of days because I'm going to be pretty busy, so it'll be nice just to know what I'm doing so I don't have to think about it until I'm actually drawing. And speaking of the next couple of days, I'm not going to be publishing videos for the next, let's say, 2, maybe 3 days. I will be doing the drawings though, so the next time I publish a video I'll flip through them and you'll be able to see them. So again, with this drawing I was trying to fill in the patterns, and I kind of liked how they worked for this one. Well, some of them anyway. I think the checkerboard one doesn't work quite so well. I guess it's just a bit too heavy compared to the other patterns. But I basically just had kind of like sheets of like, I imagine them as kind of like corrugated cardboard or like iron, and they're kind of just stuck over the building. It's almost like patches to repair it, except it's not clothing. But I thought it looks interesting and it adds like some interesting details to the building which otherwise I may not have been able to add in. I actually just realized that I was planning on adding kind of like grime kind of things hanging over, and I forgot to add them, so I might have to draw those in afterwards, but you won't see them in the video. I actually didn't draw too much in this with pencil. I just kind of added in the basic blocks, so I'm pretty happy with that, and I managed to control it pretty well. I liked the way I was able to combine different pens, so I used 0.1 and 0.3 and 0.5, and I did all of the detail first with 0.1, and then I outlined the main outlines in 0.3, and I added in extra shadows with the 0.5. I also used an 0.6 later to fill in the really solid black in the background. I feel like adding solid black makes it look really dramatic, and it can be a really good compositional tool, especially in this one because I had a diagonal where it was really dark black contrasted with really sharp white, and it just went through the building, and I think it looks really cool. I thought I was almost done, and it's kind of funny because originally I was actually ahead of time, and then I realized I still had to add in the smoke. And I know I always talk about my technique for doing smoke. That's because, I don't know, I love drawing smoke nowadays. Like, I used to do kind of puffs, and then I went on to a Studio Ghibli sort of style where I just drew in like kind of the outline. And then this is a completely different style again. I actually got the idea from another YouTuber called Danica Sills. I'll put her thing in the description, and she did an Inktober drawing where she had a candle with smoke coming out, and the smoke looks like this, and it was just so beautiful. It was like twisting, and it almost looks like hair. And I really liked that, so I tried it in this one and it was really nice. I'm not sure if I'll always do it because it does take up a fair bit of time just to put in all of the strands, and it does require quite a lot of control, but I mean that's the point of Inktober, right? You experiment with stuff. It's kind of funny that the only thing I've really been experimenting with is smoke, but you know, baby steps. So that brings us almost to the end of the video. I quite liked how this turned out. I think the background was a bit rushed because I was also pretty busy today, and I guess it's quite solid, so it's normally really time consuming and there's some gaps in it. I needed to be careful with some of the patterns, especially in the little building towards the left. I didn't really spend much time on that. I loved the smoke and I loved the composition of it, and I liked the character of the building despite it not being such an original idea. It was pretty fun to draw. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked it, leave a comment or a like and subscribe. And if you want to support me, then you can go to my Patreon. And I'm in desperate need of supporters. So I'll see you sometime in the next video.